What is going on to you Leos out there? So please make sure to get this please make sure to go ahead and come through and get private readings from me so I can most definitely keep the show going. There's a link in the comment section below called a Linktree link. Click on it. It will redirect you to that website for you to be able to financially support the channel so I can most definitely keep the show going. But anyway, it's time to educate people some more on you Leos. So look, Leo, you have the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups. Getting all these notifications. Anyway, so for you Leos, right, this is going to be a very good reading. I see a lot of you Leos, you're going to like this. Please make sure to make this video get 100 likes, at least 100 likes, so that we can most definitely hit the algorithm. Would really appreciate it if you would. And 1,000 views, please. And thank you. But anyway, so the Eight of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups. Honestly speaking, look, the Eight of Wands really is not only just a physical thing, but it's also a spiritual thing. A lot of you Leos are getting more in touch with your darker selves, your darker natures, because we all do. We all have a light side and a dark side. And we all need to get in touch with both of those without exception, because those are our two halves that tell us who we are internally as well as externally, and what that means for our surroundings. Understanding ourselves, knowing thyself, is what has us make the decisions that when our mind and our heart are in the correct place, that's what has us making those decisions. And the reason why I'm saying that is because the Eight of Wands. You know what kind of a relationship you want. A lot of you Leos, y'all don't want to have to do too much. You don't want to have a very high maintenance, disrespectful, person that you're in a relationship with, quote unquote, that's constantly cracking the whip, so to speak, talking about how you're not doing enough, you're not doing too much, you need to do better than that, you need to be on point, you need to do better things, you need to be on point, you need to step your game up like this, you need to do that, you need to do the other. Because a lot of you Leos have already put a lot of things in motion and you have plans. It's just that sometimes you don't necessarily really relay that type of information to another person. But more on that later, because the Six of Pentacles and the Page of Cups represents, and this is part of the reason why, especially lately, if you Leos have been talking to other people, you really have them spinning their wheels. In other words, you Leos really have people, if you've been talking to other people, if they're not putting in any kind of effort, you Leos have really been allowing people to fall by the wayside. And what I mean by that is you Leos have been getting to know them and asking them questions like you should be doing, very good. And you're finding out like, okay, well, what exactly is this person like? And the problem with it is, you're in a situation where they not really putting in a whole lot of effort. For you, they don't have a plan of their own. And you're not going to tell them yours. You're not going to tell them yours. Because, you're waiting to see the quality of the person. You're giving them a shot. You're giving them a chance. And you Leos were waiting to see the quality of the person, right? People in general. And they suck because they're supposed to have a plan, right? They're supposed to have a plan, if not make a plan with you. And they haven't done any of that type of stuff whatsoever. And this is where the stupidity comes into play, because ultimately right? They sitting up over here trying to figure out, like, okay, are you, Six of Pentacles, are you going to put in effort? What are you Leos doing? And the truth is, the reality of the situation is, all of that is cap. All of that is a delusion, right? Let me just say what it is. It's a delusion because, well, okay, all of this effort that they perceive that you Leos need to put in. Okay, but what are they doing? See, it never ceases to amaze me, Leo, how even in my own life, I'll be talking to some people and they can't hold a conversation. So wait a minute. So you expect me to do something as little as hold, but ends up being significant as something as hold a conversation? So you don't know how to hold a conversation? So in essence, from there, what does that tell me? If a person can't even hold so much as a conversation, they expect me to reach out to them all the time. So hold up. They just don't, they just haven't figured out that they are dubbed by me, because and rightfully so, because they can't even so much as hold a conversation. That tells me everything I need to know from rip how the relationship with them is going to be. There is no relationship. I'm in a relationship with myself. The other person just happens to be standing there and harvesting all of the benefits that I'm giving to them. And it's the same scenario for you. That's the same situation I'm talking about. I'm telling you this because I want you Leos to understand that I've been through that situation myself. And I want you to gain wisdom from what it is that I'm telling you. You will be in a relationship by yourself. The other person would just happen to be standing there, harvesting or taking in all of the benefits while you sit back and overwork yourself into oblivion. And then talking about how you're not doing too much, bashing you on top of that, how you're not doing too much. Bad mouthing you. It's just that the Leo lions, if you've ever observed a cat lays around, because the Leo lion doesn't want, the Leo lion is waiting to see what type of a quality person that you are. And that's only one half. The Leo lions who have my anatomy, they lay around. The Leo lions who do not have my anatomy, they're more active. But that's natural in the lion species. The lionesses do a lot of the work because they're more slim and their bodies are built for it. They have more endurance. Okay, the lions lay around most of the times because they're actually protecting the lionesses to hunt as they are hunting. So it's the same thing for you lions who have my anatomy, right? Because I have to watch my words because we're on YouTube. I'm not trying to violate their terms of service or anything like that. But for the lions who, you know what I'm saying, who have my anatomy, a lot of y'all are going to naturally lay around because, or it seems like that way, because a lot of people misconstrue you because they think that you Leos are not doing anything, but that's not really the truth. What the truth is that you lions are really putting things behind the scenes, making things happen behind the scenes, like Virgo, which is ironic because Virgo and Leo are right next to each other. Quiet as it's kept. But you may not necessarily tell that to the other person, but you're trying to see if they are quality people so you can be able to actually tell them what your plans are for the future, i.e. include them in it because you're telling them that. Right? Right? So a lot of times they don't understand that. Those high maintenance, quote unquote, people didn't understand that. And you're going to find out why I say didn't. Because now the Seven of Swords and the Four of Wands represents, here they go, talking trash, right? They may have left you on red. They may have left you on seen. You were trying to see what's going on with them. They dubbed you. Oh, you know, they can't make it. They can't make it. I ain't gonna say ghosting, but they can't make it. Coming up with excuses why it is that they can't make it, right? You were getting to know them. Here they are coming up with all types of excuses why they can't rock with you after they said that they would, right? So now the Ace of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. The Ace of Pentacles and the Six of Cups represents you Leos looking at that like, oh, okay, guess what? You Leos you already enacted your plan. You doing your thing. You just didn't tell them about it because it's too early. You wanted to date them for a while for you to really lay out your exact or some of the details of your plan to have that level of mobility and move up in the world. See, this is why I'm saying that a lot of people be out here playing stupid games and winning stupid prizes. Let me explain something to you, Leo, right? Let me give you game, right? Just so that y'all can maneuver better in the world. When a person tells you their plans and tells you the details of their plans, 9 chances out of 10, it's because they want you in their plans. They want you around them in their future. When a person is not telling you the details of their plans consistently, they're being very vague. What they're doing is that they don't necessarily trust you enough to tell you the details of said plan. Even if a person has a plan on how they will move up in the world, how they will do better, right? They may not necessarily have every single last detail in the world, and that's perfectly fine. But this is why, as I said, a lot of people be playing themselves, and it shows that they do. Because a lot of people didn't know that I was in the stocks, and I love stocks, and finally got my opportunity to do it, to be in stocks, and that's exactly what it is that I'm doing. I'm enacting part of my plan, like I said I would. But when I was telling people to rock with me because I got a plan, so many people was telling me, oh no, I'm making money. From dividend stocks, I'm making money. Small right now. I'm not even going to lie. It's only a couple of dollars. And when I say a couple, I mean less than $10. But I'm reinvesting it so in the future, it'll get bigger and bigger and bigger as time goes on. Continue to reinvest as well as add on top of it. Where you think I'm going with that? Same thing when it comes to you Leos. Same thing, right? You do not, and you Leos know this, but let me articulate it for you. Do not tell someone the details of your plans or at all unless you want them to be a part of that plan and a part of your future. And a lot of you Leos didn't tell these goofy individuals because of the fact that you were just now getting to know them and you didn't know if they were trustworthy. But now you Leos know the answer to that. Of course they're not trustworthy. Because the first thing that they started to do as you are getting to know them, you don't know them, they don't know you. You want to make sure they're not a psycho first. You may tell somebody, go ahead, tell the person your plans, and they're doing everything to throw a wrench in your machine, your well worked out plan. Nah. So you got to make sure a person is at least trustworthy first to a certain extent before you start to lay out some of the plans that you have, and especially the details, how you'll go from point A to Z on this particular task, right? But they completely obliterated all of that because guess what happened? They were a jerk. Now, Six of Cups, now they goofy behinds coming back. Now they goofy behinds coming back. Oh, now they want you Leos. Now they want you Leos to show up and save them and, hey, what's up? Because they realized, Oh, you did have a stupid. Stupid on their part. That I keep telling y'all, that ego be getting a lot of people caught up. That ego be getting a lot of people caught up. That ego be getting a lot of people caught up because it be having to make decisions that in the long run really puts them behind the 8 ball because they so much want to clown and get attention and power over another person. Stop trying to attain power over other people. They told you that in the episode of Xena, where Xena was training to learn the pressure points in China. Her teacher or her mentor said, to control others is to have power. To control yourself is to know the way. So in other words, if you want to control other people, learn to control yourself first. First and foremost. And that was in the 90s. So then you have the Two of Pentacles. The frustration. You frustrated that they come back. Because you Leos are like, why are you back here? Why is your goofy behind back here, right? That's what you're thinking to yourself. Then you have the Sun. I almost called it Leo, but it is Leo, though. You have the Sun and the Fool, right? Sun is you Leo, so you showed up in your own reading. But it goes to show you how significant and how you have a bright future. You have a future that is for you, ahead of you, because you showed up. And the Fool over here is about how, here they are looking stupid. And it's not the fool in the sense of a person who's wise. It's the fool in the sense of a person who's an idiot, who acts like they're such a wise sage or an individual that's in a pursuit for wisdom and enlightenment, when in actuality, they're an idiot. So let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the Fool. The World, 10 of Pentacles, the Fool. They are an idiot. The Star, King of Cups. Now, the Star represents Aquarius, the opposite zodiac sign of Leo. Once again, the World and the 10 of Pentacles for you Leos, once again, is all about how it is that you Leos, you want a relationship with someone. Come here, my love. What mischief you causing? My dog was causing all kind of mischief. Anyway, so the World and the 10 of Pentacles, right, represents you want a relationship, but you want to chill out now. You want a relationship with someone that you can ultimately trust. You have to trust them, bare minimum. I mean, my gosh, you have to trust them. And see, that's part of the problem, right? You can't trust a lot of these boneheads because they're stupid. They so worried about short-term stuff, and the short-term stuff that they're worried about doesn't even make any sense. Leisure stuff, trips and gifts and clothes. Well, clothes is kind of a necessity depending on the situation, but trips and gifts, leisure type stuff, laying back in the sun, what it is that you do for an off time. We in inflation, all of these people thinking that you should be taking them on trips and all this other type of stuff. If you don't knock it off, successful people do not take trips unless there's business that's attached to that. Period. You ain't got to believe anything that I'm saying. I can show and prove this. Period. So what are we doing right now? But it goes to show you the stupidity. I'm not hanging out with anybody that talking about they want me to take them on a trip just because if you have a mentality where you want me to take you out on a trip because you think it's for the trip's sake, yeah, it's a dub for me. And it should be a dub for you Leos too, because it says that they don't understand how the world works. And they're not trying to get to understand how the world works. The Star and the King of Cups now is about how, so for you, a lot of you Leos also, here they are coming back dry bagging, trying to make it seem like, oh, you know, you're not aligned enough. That's the reason why you can't do what you do. Dub. Yeah, because bashing you is going to want to make you come back. The King of Cups, a lot of you Leos should feel glad that you dodged one. You dodged a bullet. You dodged a stressful individual in your life. You ain't got to deal with this idiot. All of this that they gonna do is stress you out because they're in a delusional world or whatnot, or whatever the case may be. What? I mean, my gosh. I mean, at the bare minimum with all of these trips, common sense should tell you, if you don't have enough money to take a trip and have money left over and still be green, still be good, you shouldn't be taking trips. No. And I had common sense like that. No. These people think that you know what I'm saying? You should take them on trips at least 4 times a year. What you think that a person is going to be doing, spending all this money for plane tickets? The plane tickets, depending on where it is that you going and what airline you taking, it cheap. The baggage that you have, you know, they charge you extra if you got too much baggage. What are you talking about? Hotels. What are you talking about? What it is that you got planned. People think in this economy, right, in the state of the world and everything that they got going on, and I'm not trying to get political here, but I'm saying, taking all of these things into consideration, people think that you just need to have money endlessly or whatnot. If a person had money endlessly, do you think that they would be stressing out about money? But it goes to show you the stupidity of it all. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. I'm trying to get to 20,000 subscribers. I'm at 11,243. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos.